This video is brought to you by Skrintle. Hey guys, it's Kevin. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of reviewing an actual product, I want to show you how I create these weekly videos even with a full-time job. At first, it was hard juggling a 9 to 5, plus writing, recording, and editing. But I created a system and workflow that helped me manage my time and projects from start to finish. In this video, I'll give you an overview and breakdown of how I use the web app Skrintle to plan my content. So let's dive right in. And before we continue, I want to give a big thank you to Skrintle for sponsoring this video. Even though they reached out to me to try their web app, all of my thoughts and opinions are my own. Okay, Skrintle is a web app that combines visual note-taking and mind mapping. It's an infinite canvas where you can place cards, boards, text, or websites and link them together with lines or tags. It looks like a simple app, but it's very powerful. Skrintle can help you be more creative, organized, and productive. So if you're a visual learner like myself, then this app might be for you. Skrintle has 2 active plans, Personal Pro and Lifetime Pro, and a free personal plan is in the works, but the launch date is yet to be determined. Pricing varies by country, so if you want to try out Skrintle for yourself, you can get 10% off your order using my code KEVIN10. I'll also leave a link in the description box below. Alright, when you first log into Skrintle, you'll be greeted with a My Desk page. And don't worry, if it's too light, there's dark mode. My Desk is where you can start brainstorming ideas right away, and they'll live here until you clear it. There's a toolbar on the left side where you can add cards, text, pan, or create a board. But I highly recommend you learn the keyboard shortcuts to boost your productivity. C to add a card, B for board, T for text, and so on. There's a whole list of keyboard shortcuts under settings. After you have a bunch of ideas, you can see a bird's eye view of everything by right-clicking an empty area and choose Fit All to Screen. But if you can't find the thing you're looking for, you can invoke Spotlight in the top right corner or use Command-Shift-K if you're on a Mac. If you want to save all your notes, just select all, right-click on a note, and create board. And starting from a blank slate is as easy as Command-Shift-Backspace. These are just the basics, but I'll go in more detail when I show you my boards. When I first started my YouTube journey up until a month ago, I used several different apps to keep track of my content. A note app, spreadsheet, reminder, document, you get the idea. But with Skrintle, I can combine just about everything into one app. It's still new, so there's some things I like to see, but more on that later. When I come up with an idea, I try and jot it down right away before I forget. Next, I'll open up my spreadsheet and see which week is best to start the video. Then I'll add it to my reminder app to remind me to have it up by this day. And 1 week before the video is due, I'll start researching and writing. I'll go on the web and look for anything that will help me bring this idea to life. I'd have multiple apps, bookmarks, tabs, and videos open, so I can see everything. It was a little messy, but that takes us to my Skrintle method. I've been using Skrintle about a month now, and it's completely changed the way I create content. I'm going to bring up my YouTube board so you can see exactly how I manage my videos. So I created 6 columns that correspond to a different status. The first column is for any ideas that come to mind. I'll be using my Skrintle idea as an example. Once I decide to start working on a project, I'll move the card to the second column, brainstorming. I'll also create a separate board and link it to the card with a plus action. It's a quick way to jump directly to the board. You can also star it for easy access in the sidebar. In my Skrintle board, I have 8 more columns that help me be even more organized. I use these same columns for every video, so I created a board called Content Guide. It's basically a template, and I can just copy it without recreating one from scratch every time. For each video, I'll double-click the cards to open it and start listing some titles, thumbnail ideas, and chapters. This helps me visualize the video in my head. After I have a good vision, I'll start writing a description about what the video will be about in 1 to 2 sentences. Oh, and if you have too many cards open, pressing Shift and Escape will close them all. Now for the time-consuming part, scripting. Just like my previous method, I'm saving any websites and videos I find in this column. I'll fast-forward this part since it'll take a while. As I'm writing the script, I'm thinking about any interesting clips I can record, and add them to the clips column. I mentioned earlier that Skrintle supports mind mapping, but I haven't really explored it yet, since this way works for me. After I proofread, it's just a matter of recording the footage, editing, and it's uploaded to YouTube. I also try to create a short-form video as well. I'm only showing you one project, but if I was working on a few, I'd be moving the cards to their respective columns. So the great thing about this method is that I always have a video to work on. I don't need to be like, what video should I make next? It's more like which video I should make next. Skrintle also supports collaboration, so you can share your boards with other members. As of now, I'm a solo content creator, but this will really come in handy when I have my own team. As great as Skrintle is, there are some things I'd like to see. A dedicated iPhone and iPad app would be nice, instead of using a web browser, but I do understand that screen real estate is limited. Right now, if I come up with an idea, I still need to use another note app, then copy it over to Skrintle. Also, I like to keep track of how many videos I create, so a total count in each column would be great. Some other things I'd like to see is a calendar, so I can see a monthly view of what videos I have scheduled, and a task or checklist, which is currently under consideration. Skrintle is still a young app, and they do have a place where you can request features, report bugs, and provide feedback. Under Settings, Roadmap, there's a list of requests that are under consideration, planned, and in progress. And that's how I use Skrintle as a content creator. I hope you found this video helpful, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I'll leave a link as well as a discount code down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!